I have a little bit of a problem. I've been using end rods for a lot of my builds as they're one of my favorite light source blocks. But it looks like I've ran out of them. So I guess it's time to build some farms. I'll be building 2 new farms, a blaze farm and a chorus fruit farm. And by the end, I will now have a steady supply of end rods to light up all of my future projects. Keep watching for more. Hello everyone, my name is Shira and welcome back to another adventure in Minecraft. We're still here in the underground mining area that I worked on last episode. I still have a few things left I need to do here before I can completely finish this build. And I would actually like to continue building this now, but I've encountered a very minor setback. And by that, I mean that I've run out of a certain item that I always use in building. And that is the end rods. These are the only end rods left that I have in my storage. Getting them is pretty simple. I just need a blaze rod and a popped chorus fruit to craft end rods. The problem is, these are the only blaze rods that I have left in my storage. And only a couple of popped chorus fruit left as well. The good thing is that we can actually make a farm for both of these items. And that will be the plan for this episode. Make a blaze farm and a chorus fruit farm. So let's get started. Both of the farms are gonna be built in their respective dimensions. One in the nether and one in the end. And there's gonna be a little bit danger when building them. So I'm gonna first go with the less dangerous one. We're back here in the end. It's been a while since I've been here. My shulker farm over there is still looking as big as ever. Anyway, this is where I'm gonna be building my chorus fruit farm. You don't really need to build this farm in the end as it is fine to do it in the overworld. But because the chorus fruit is native to this dimension, this is where I want to build it. And I'm gonna be building it over there in the void, on the complete opposite side of where my shulker farm is. I've also gathered a few end stones because I'll be using some in the build, which is why this place looks like this. Anyway, let's bridge across, pour some water, build downwards, and then build a platform. And now we have the base where I'll be building the farm. So to farm a chorus fruit, first we'll need these chorus flowers, and then an end stone to plant them like so. Wait for them to grow. Now we can harvest this with an axe. But before that, I need to get the chorus flowers itself. I can just harvest this with an axe, or use any projectiles like a bow. And now I can just easily harvest it by doing this. And now we got the chorus fruit. Then I just need to replant and repeat. And now that I've explained all that, now I just need to build another platform to plant the chorus flowers. And here it is. I've built it mostly with end bricks where I can't actually plant the flowers, but there are some end stones here and there. And that's because I want the plants to look tidy and symmetrical when I plant them. And now the chorus flowers has been planted. I now just have to wait for them to grow so I can start harvesting them. But we're not actually done just yet. I'm also gonna add a little bit of redstone for this farm. So here in the corner, I'm gonna place some dispenser and add water buckets inside of them. And I'm gonna do that on all 4 corners. I'm gonna use water to harvest these fruits to make it easier and quicker. but doing so leaves the flowers themselves. So I'm gonna be using some projectiles to gather them. These flowers are gonna be quite tall once they've grown, so I'll need to be on higher ground. So with that, let me just finish up the rest of this farm. The chorus fruit farm is done, and since the plants are now fully grown, we can go and harvest them. So first is to get the flowers, and since they're kind of out of the way, I can make use of my bow to get them. Or for a more cheaper solution, we can make use of this. I made this snow farm here, which I can use if I make use of these iron shovels and to get some snowballs. Then use the snowballs to harvest the flowers, like so. This is actually a much cheaper option than using a bow. With enough flowers harvested, I can now activate the dispensers by clicking on this note block. And all of the loot will then drop over in the center over there. Then all of them will go here for collection. And from that harvest, I got this amount of chorus fruit. Now I just need to turn this off again and replant the flowers. And that's the chorus fruit farm done. This farm is only temporary, meaning that all of this will change in the future. But this will work for now, just so that I can farm some chorus fruit. Now then, let's move on to the next farm. Oh, but before that, if you are enjoying the video, click the like button and maybe leave a comment. And if you want to see more from me, you can subscribe as well. Thank you for the support. Okay, on to the next project. The next farm is gonna be a blaze farm. So we'll need to find some blaze spawners that can be found in the nether fortresses. Luckily, I've actually already found a good spot to build the farm. So time to head to the nether. And here we are at the place I mentioned. And over here should be a blaze spawner. And as you can see, the blades are now spawning. The reason why this is a good spot is because there's another spawner right over here. So we actually have a double blaze spawner that we can make a farm out of. And with double the spawners, we can double the raids. This is gonna be quite a pain to build though, since blazes are spawning all of the time. And I'm pretty sure lighting up the area with torches isn't enough to disable the spawning. Yep, definitely. So, let me just get started on working on the spawning areas. Step 1 is done. The spawning rooms has now been contained. No more blazes will spawn even if I'm in range thanks to the lava. You can see there are dispensers on top of where the lava is. I'm gonna have some way to deactivate the lava to power on the farm later. You can see that there are blazes inside right now, but those are just the remnants from when I was building this. And from doing these 2 rooms here, I've got this amount of blaze rods already. And I've also done a little bit of decoration inside as well. Anyway, now with the nuisance gun, I can start working on the other parts of the farm. So next up, I'm gonna be working on how I'm gonna transfer the blazes to a killing chamber, which is gonna be somewhere right over here, I think. This is the best spot so that both of the spawners are active. So first, I will need to pour some lava over here, just like this. And if I remove the lava above me, all of this should just flow towards the end here. And that will be the way to push all of the blazes so that they can get over on this place over here. Now comes the tricky part. How can I move a blaze that is over here all the way up there? The answer is of course minecarts. Down here, I'm gonna be putting some minecarts over on this side, and when there are blazes over here and the minecart goes through here, it will capture a blaze. Then I can just simply build up a railway that goes all the way up to the killing chamber. Very simple. So now it's time to build the railway and the killing chamber. I'm also gonna add something else to the system that will make the farm even better. But I'm gonna show you all of that once I finish building everything. So, without further ado, let's finish up the blaze farm. And now the blaze farm is fully functional. I've also gotten a bit carried away and built up this space here, most of which are made of black stone. And now we have a lot of space to walk around in. I've also built this thing here with the blaze inside. There was some space in this spot here that I didn't know what to do with, so I just kind of decided to put this here. This whole thing isn't the final design of this place. I really didn't have a plan on decorating this place, but I just kind of went and encased the whole thing with blackstone. This will definitely be changing in the future. Anyway, time to explain how everything works. This is the power switch that is currently on, and this just removes the lava from the spawners to get them to spawn. Then they'll slowly get pushed by the lava here until they fall in the end into a chamber where a minecart can grab them. It doesn't work all of the time, but eventually a minecart will definitely grab one of the blazes. This dispenser dispensing the minecarts works if any of the blazes are in the chamber. As long as a blaze is stepping on any of these pressure plates here, it will activate this redstone clock that continuously dispenses the minecarts. Then over here is the blaze torture chamber. And as you can already see here, the blazes are taking damage as they go through each of the sea lanterns I have strategically placed here. That way, all of the blazes are gonna be damaged before they reach the killing chamber. Then finally, up here is just an activator rail to drop off the blazes on this spot with a tripwire hook that immediately retracts this glass block here when it detects a blaze, making them fall into the killing chamber. And now all that's left for me to do is to swing my sword. But because of the torture chamber over there, all of the blazes will only have half a heart left. So, they will even die if I just punch them once. But of course, we're still gonna be using the sword for the looting enchantment. Now I can farm blaze rods whenever I want. And I've already gotten this amount already from just a short amount of time. And that is the blaze farm complete. And now that I have both farms, it's finally time to head back and make the end rods. Now I have a shulker box of blaze rods and coarse fruit. Now I just need to smelt all of this. To turn them into popped coarse fruit. And now I can finally craft end rods and resupply my stock. And now I don't have to worry about running out of end rods anytime soon. And also, the blaze rods is also required to craft up the copper bulbs, which I frequently use in some of my redstone contraptions. So that's a plus as well. Anyway, my rod problems has now been solved. So this is actually it for me today. If you enjoyed the episode and want to see more, click the like and subscribe button. I appreciate the support. We'll continue on our next adventure next time. I'll see you when I see you.